If you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit the bell so you'll never miss a video. They abandoned an entire Alaskan town. Many believe the reason was Sasquatch. This Portlock Alaska Sasquatch documentary explores the terrifying legend that locals still refuse to discuss. An entire town in Alaska, abandoned. Not because of war. Not because of disease. And not because they ran out of food. And according to local legend, something was hunting the people. At first, people whispered about hunters who never came home, experienced outdoorsmen who knew these forests better than anyone, simply vanished. No distress calls, no witnesses, no bodies. Then it happened again. Loggers disappeared while working deep in the wilderness. Men would leave camp in the morning and never return. Search parties combed the valleys. They found abandoned equipment, fresh tracks, but no answers. With every disappearance, fear spread through the settlement. People stopped venturing into the woods alone. Some claimed something was watching them from the tree line. And as the missing continued to mount, Portlock's isolation became its greatest terror. Long before Portlock was abandoned, residents appear to have begun altering their lives around a threat that officially didn't exist. Hunters who knew these forests better than anyone began avoiding certain locations. Residents reportedly altered their travel routes, avoiding areas where encounters were said to occur. Some accounts suggest people became reluctant to travel alone. Stories spread quietly through the community. The deeper we searched, the more it felt as though two versions of Portlock existed. Long before Portlock became associated with disappearances and fear, stories were already being told. For generations, Indigenous communities throughout coastal Alaska passed down oral traditions describing powerful beings that lived beyond the boundaries of everyday life. These accounts were shared through stories, teachings, and warnings passed from one generation to the next. The wilderness was respected. Certain places were approached with caution. And some stories spoke of beings said to inhabit the remote forests and mountains beyond human settlement. Whether viewed as history, tradition, or folklore, the warnings remained remarkably consistent. Some places were simply not meant to be entered lightly. Long before modern reports of giant footprints, long before hunters claimed something was watching them from the trees. The people who lived in this region already carried stories about what existed beyond the edge of the village. Across Alaska and the Pacific Northwest, indigenous communities preserved history through oral tradition. Knowledge was not written in books. It was carried through stories. Stories that warned future generations about dangers hidden within the wilderness. Among some traditions were stories of powerful beings connected to remote wilderness areas. Descriptions varied between communities and generations. Some accounts spoke of immense strength. Others described solitary figures encountered far from human settlements. The details changed with time, but the warnings remained remarkably consistent. Stay away from certain places. Do not travel alone. And respect what lives beyond the boundaries of the village. Many traditional stories served a practical purpose. They helped people survive. Dangerous rivers, unpredictable weather, remote regions where help could not reach you. The stories taught caution. And sometimes those warnings became attached to specific places. Places where people disappeared. Places where strange encounters were reported. Places where few chose to travel alone. Centuries later, residents of Portlock would describe something eerily familiar. A presence in the wilderness. An unseen threat. A feeling that certain areas should simply be avoided. Whether those similarities are meaningful or merely coincidence remains open to interpretation. There is no evidence linking traditional indigenous stories directly to modern Sasquatch reports. But whether literal or symbolic, these stories existed long before cryptid investigations, documentaries, or internet folklore. And long before Portlock became known for its disappearances. For some, these stories are cultural teachings. For others, they may represent something that was once encountered in the wilderness. Whatever their origin, the warnings were there. And years later, the people of Portlock would begin reporting something they could not explain. Nearly a century later, the forests around Portlock continue generating stories eerily similar to those that emptied the town.
Gray. It terrified me.
The mystery survives because no single explanation answers every question. Perhaps there was never anything unusual in Portlock at all. Others suggest the stories grew larger with each retelling. A third possibility remains the most controversial. What if witnesses were describing something that science has not yet documented? And then there are those who believe none of the conventional explanations fit.
I don't see anything.
What the heck? It's like there's something up there. Oh, no, look at it, come here. Come here.
Perhaps the most unsettling possibility isn't that something lived in the forests around Portlock. It's that the official explanation never fully explained why so many people left.